Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour, bonsoir. Je suis PF pour LTLT Lakers tout le temps, la chaîne francophone des Lakers. Dans l'émission d'aujourd'hui, je reviens sur l'entretien qu'ont donné Rob Pelinka et JJ Redick hier à El Segundo dans les locaux de UCLA. Je reviens sur cette interview parce que je pense que c'est très intéressant du point de vue de la compréhension de la philosophie du nouveau coaching staff, de JJ Redick en particulier, et du chemin que prend le front office des Lakers. Ainsi, il est question ici de blessures, de trade, de philosophie de jeu, de travail, de relations entre LeBron et son fils. Nous allons reprendre cette interview afin de vous aider à comprendre la nouvelle philosophie de cette équipe, les Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers tout le temps, c'est tout de suite.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. There's sort of a lot of different compartments to your question. I would say with the coaching staff, the focus primarily has been building out our systems, building out our language, and then as we've done our smaller group workouts and our individual player development, incorporating that language and those systems into those smaller workouts. I would say what we have tried to create is an energy and a vibe in the gym every day. It's like a perfect balance of, I would call it focused joy, if that makes sense. We're grateful every day to be in this gym, the staff, the players, but it's focused and it's intentional and it's organized.
Yeah, I think you brought up a number of players. Gabe, Vincent, and Rui are both clear for camp, so no issues there. In terms of Vando, this offseason he did have 2 procedures, one on each of his feet. The procedures were highly successful, and he's on a return-to-play program that so far has been lockstep and very promising. Led by our new director of performance, Dr. Leroy Sims, and his team. They've been doing a great job, and we have a lot of optimism that when the real games start, he'll be available. Now, between now and then, there's still about a month, and there's a lot of ramp-up steps that need to go well, and so hopefully there won't be setbacks. But so far, very promising, and we're grateful that he has the issues in his feet behind him, and it's just now a matter of getting fully ramped up and ready to be cleared. Christian Wood, on the same knee, had surgery on last season. He did have a separate cleanup surgery that went well, performed by Dr. Chris Jones at UCLA Health, and he'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks and is progressing well.
Jalen?
Jalen's cleared.
A challenge for me or a challenge for Bronny? Or a challenge for LeBron? I'm sorry, I want to...
Challenge for you and navigating all of that.
I don't look at it as a challenge that's unique from any other challenge of coaching a player or coaching a relationship. Bronny, I feel very fortunate that I get to coach him because he's young and he's hungry and he's got a lot of inherent skill sets that we can really mold into a really good NBA player. On top of that, he's a fantastic kid. He's extremely coachable. He's got the right spirit and energy every single day. So yeah, I hate saying this because it's you asking the question, but it's not something I've really thought of as a challenge, if that makes sense.
The challenge.
That's a callback, by the way, just so you guys know. That's a callback.
maybe the challenge is on Bronny when, like in our pickup game, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, he got switched on to LeBron, and LeBron took him baseline and up and under off the glass, and the words exchanged afterwards were probably more challenging than anything else. Yeah, I think the philosophy that JJ and I are aligned on is we want to build sustainable Lakers excellence. And I think when you talk about moves, you can make a move that backfires. I think every GM has made a trade that they say, maybe that one wasn't ideal. But every lens that we look through has to lead to sustainable Laker excellence. So the direct answer to your question is yes, we would do a trade with both picks if that would lead to sustainable Lakers excellence. We would also use one pick to make a marginal upgrade if we felt like it was the right thing to do. We looked long and hard and did a lot of work at seeing if there were ways to increase the overall roster talent this offseason, and the right move didn't present itself. It's not an excuse to say that we have a different system that is more of a limiting system for trades and moves, and so there's just less of a supply for opportunities, but we will continue to study and scour the marketplace, and if the right move presents itself that leads to long-term Lakers excellence and improving our team this season, we'll pull the trigger. A lot of it had to do with JJ's vision for how this team's going to play. Some of the things he's talked about, which are supported by sort of our data science team and the coaches upstairs have been vigorously going through, is making adjustments to things like corner crashing and trying to win the extra possession game. I think Max Christie is sort of the prototype player of a 3-and-D wing that can defend, pick up with pressure full court, which is another thing JJ's talked about in his system. He can make corner threes, I think, at a high clip, and he's very long and athletic, and so I think he will be a guy that's going to help us win the extra possession game by crashing. So just the way he played, the way he's built, really aligned with JJ's philosophy. And then just his character. He's in the gym every day. He is probably one of the hardest workers on our team. And so those are things we're going to lean into when we choose people that are going to be part of our program.
I would add to that, I think to win now in today's NBA, you need 7 or 8 players that really impact winning, and that doesn't mean 7 or 8 superstars that need the ball in their hands. Max Christie is going to be a guy in his career who has a high level of impact winning for a lot of those reasons that Rob talked about, and he's been fully bought in to all of the player development stuff. Jalen Hood-Schiffino has been fully bought in. Like, these guys have gotten better significantly over the last 2 months, so we're really excited to see them compete in training camp and in the preseason. When you say traditional center, what does that mean?
A size center. Brook Lopez.
Is Brook Lopez a traditional center, though? In the traditional sense, not many centers were shooting 35-footers.
Sure.
Yeah.
More of the size.
More of the size. I think we have not only one of the best players in the world, but one of the most unique players in the world in Anthony Davis, because there's very few people that can do the things that he can do at his size, just in terms of his ball handling, his skill level offensively, and certainly the fact that he's one of the best defensive players in the world. I would also say I don't know, like I don't view Nikola Jokic as like a traditional center. I don't know how many traditionals. I think back to the basket, like that's just not the modern NBA. I think we have like a gift that we have Anthony Davis. It's not a deterrent that we don't have a 7'2", 300-pound player. I'm not sure that it's how we want to play anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's where you have a package for the different lineups that goes back to organization. We're not going to ask Jackson Hayes or Christian Wood when he's healthy or to play the same way that Anthony Davis does. So we'll manage. Yeah, I mean, I say throughout the summer, he was probably the guy that I talked to the most of anyone on the roster. We had a number of conversations during free agency and you know, throughout July and August, and like he's going to have a major role on this team. I think the thing that D'Lo and I have talked about a lot is just like, let's put you in a position to have a career year. His mindset, his energy, the talk that he's brought, the leadership that he's brought when he's been in the building has been excellent. So I'm thrilled to be coaching D'Lo this season. He's in a great place right now, heading into training camp. I thought Rui was fantastic, particularly in the lead-up games, the exhibition games, going to the Olympics, and then also had a couple of really good games in the Olympics. In terms of his role, I think that's something that we will define with him, and we will also be open-minded to that evolving. Rob brought up the corner crashing, because when he's not posting up or not playing out of closeouts, or not screening, Rui is an excellent shooter. We want him shooting corner threes, so he's already going to be in the spot to corner crash. So we're going to try to ramp up his offensive rebounding. We're going to ask a lot of him defensively, particularly with bigger wings. I think if you look at some of the advanced stuff from last season, when he gets the ball in the post against a mismatch, that's a good option for us. When he's attacking a closeout, that's a good option. When he's playing out of screening action as a roller and getting into the pocket, it's great for us. So he'll have a big role, and we're going to ask him to do a lot.
Voilà, c'en est terminé pour cette émission consacrée à cet entretien qui, à mon sens, est très utile et très instructif, qui nous permet de comprendre où va cette franchise. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner à cette chaîne. Vous voyez qu'au niveau du contenu Lakers, il n'y a pas mieux. Peut-être qu'il y a une chaîne qui est beaucoup plus développée au niveau de la NBA en général, et en particulier sur les Lakers. Dans le monde francophone, c'est le meilleur. À très bientôt sur cette chaîne pour une nouvelle émission consacrée à cette franchise mythique. À très bientôt. Ciao.